Welcome to another Koala Wallet presentation. Today we join the team from Quai Network for their weekly Quai Friday AMA. This conversation was recorded on November 3rd, 2023, live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of Koala Wallet directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also make sure to subscribe and like the video to help support the channel. Now let's get started. Enjoy.
How are y'all doing today? It's another beautiful morning.
Friday, feeling fine. How are you?
It's another beautiful Quai day. Living the dream. Excited to chat Koala today. See Kobe jumping in here. We're going to see if Raleigh's jumping on real quick.
Trying to accept Kobe's request, but it doesn't seem to be working for me. I don't know if you want to give her a shot there, Max.
Yeah, Max, if you want to go ahead and accept that.
Sorry, what was that?
Kobe's trying to get up here.
Send him another invite.
Yeah, I'm clicking on the accept for the request, but it's just not seeming to work for me. Maybe he'll...
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me all right? Hey, Chris. All right, we're getting there. Sent the invite to Raleigh. There we go. All right, all of our speakers are on stage. Welcome everyone to this week's Quai Friday call. Super excited to kick this one off. You might already be familiar. Today we've got Koala Wallet here, the Eucalyptus Labs team. They recently integrated the Quai Network Iron Testnet into their mobile wallet, browser extension wallet, and it's been super cool to test out and see in action. So we're excited to talk about that integration, all the other stuff Koala's got going on, much, much more. But Koala team, would you like to start us off by introducing yourselves?
Yeah, let me get it started. Hey everyone, happy to be back for another Quai Koala collaboration. We are Eucalyptus Labs, creator of Koala Wallet and a few other parts of the developing ecosystem. And what we specialize in is, of course, wallets. We used to work at one of the largest wallets in the world where we grew it to millions of users. And now we're focused on converting wallets from the place you lock up your funds to the place you get the most value out of them. That's why right now, today, you can go into that faucet and start testing out with some fancy Quai tokens in your wallet. And we're excited to be partnered to really pave the way of, again, converting what everyone usually sees as a boring avenue of these wallets to something much more tactile and user-friendly.
I'm Chris. I'm head of community over at Eucalyptus Labs and Koala Wallet, running the Discords, all types of different things, along with my cohort Michelle here, who we have on, as well as lots of other amazing team members. And we're just excited to be part of the Quai ecosystem and grow along with you guys.
Hey everyone, my name's Michelle. I'm the CMO here at Eucalyptus Labs. My job's an easy one, basically just sharing with the world all about the awesome tools and services that our developers work so hard to build for the community. So happy to be working with the Quai team last few months and happy to finally have this integration out and celebrate.
Amazing. Thank you all for the introductions. This is Max on the Quai account, by the way, and then Raleigh and Judy. I don't know if y'all want to briefly state who you are for the space.
Yeah, I can go ahead. I'm Judy. I'm kind of, I guess you could say, our developer relations lead here. I do kind of a bazillion different things, but mainly trying to help developers get built up on the chain. It's been exciting to work with Koala. It's kind of our first partner in that regard, and excited to keep bringing on more and keep building.
Hello, I am Raleigh Moore. I'm the head of marketing at Quai Network, and I'll help spread the word, spread the good word of Quai, and try and get more, developers, miners, etc., to come join the ecosystem and grow the network.
All right, so we've got a pretty star-studded lineup today for today's space. So I'm excited to jump into all of our questions, and I want to start off talking about really the history of Koala. So Kobe, you mentioned that y'all have previous experience in wallets, especially multi-chain wallets that you previously scaled up to, many users. What was that experience like, and why did you decide to spin off and do something new?
Yeah, one of the most important things we found working on wallets, since I guess some of us, our CTO as far back as 2011, is that you've got to stay really agile and move with the market and move with the new technology since it's changing fast every day. So we used to work with new chains as they emerged, anything from the first, Ethereum integrations, or I guess our first one was Dogecoin, But after Ethereum, it started to get more interesting and complicated with tokens, with multi-chain structures on things like Avalanche and Hedera. And that's where we really found our footing, being able to stay up to date with those different chains and implement technologies on them. So that's why we decided to really start from scratch and have that as the core focus of Eucalyptus Labs, being able to keep up with the market and take all that we learned about multi-chain wallets, multi-chain design around its education, acquisition, utility, and push it into a new company. A lot of people know that Coinomi is no longer really around in terms of usability, although the app is still there. But that's why we're here as that refreshed, renewed team to build once again the safest home and the most functional home for your savings, and again, get the most out of them. Maybe Chris, you can answer from a support side, since you have so much experience providing direct support to people and all the issues that we see much less of in Koala now.
Oh, you named the issue. I've seen it when it comes to users having issues with their wallets, from the basic things of sending Ethereum transactions with really low fees and getting them stuck and trying to replace them, but sending multiple transactions to, the very basic things of not properly backing up your recovery phrase. And that's one thing that we've kind of focused on with Koala on our support side, is education and teaching people the proper ways to manage a crypto wallet. One of the most important being how to properly back up your wallet, making sure that your recovery phrase is securely stored in a safe manner. And to really further this process, we've created an amazing support website. Our support guru, Fernando, is an amazing writer and very knowledgeable when it comes to everything crypto. So if you haven't checked that out and you have any questions about how Koala Wallet works, its features, and even just some basic knowledge about blockchain, make sure you guys go and check out support.koalawallet.io. Tons of information in there. And of course, we always have our Discord open, where anyone can come in and ask questions. If you need any help, our team is always there, willing to help at the drop of a hat. So come on and join us.
Yes, and our team loves the emphasis on both support and just general help and education that y'all have, both in your Discord and generally with the product. And I wanted to ask, given that Koala is a multi-chain wallet, not just for Quai, not just for Ethereum, not just for any other token, are there any unique challenges that present itself with, support or education being, supporting so many different chains?
Absolutely. And I'm sure Michelle can talk about the marketing education aspect too, but I'll just mention that one of the important things for that ecosystem usage and utility of funds is that we don't know what the apps are going to emerge and be like for the next market cycle, the next developer wave. And so we need to stay with a, tech stack, but also a user front-facing application that no matter what those things that come about are, we're really prepared to handle them. So that's why there's an ecosystem section right inside Koala where users have the ability to go in and really use the application as a single chain wallet, still retaining that multi-chain component. So that's what we've focused a lot of our resources and tech on. And Michelle, I guess you can also talk about how we handle really educating and bringing our user bases these new protocols, because we want everyone from different chains to come in and look at the best features of Quai, look at the new projects that are developing there. So Michelle, what do you think on that note?
We really want everybody to use Koala Wallet, whether you're a seasoned crypto user or a newbie. Blockchain can be very intimidating, confusing, complicated. And so what me and my marketing team try to do is really try to break information down into digestible bits with content, whether that will be threads or video tutorials. And so it's really fun actually diving into each blockchain and kind of being like a soft expert on each one and learning the different unique things about each, so that we can actually go and share that with our community. And like Kobe mentioned, our eco page is the best thing I think we've implemented so far. If you haven't gotten a chance to take a look at it, open up your Koala Wallet, check out the third page. It's just a really cool way for users to explore maybe a chain that they haven't heard about before, or maybe a new up-and-coming project.
For sure. I definitely think that there are so many challenges with multi-chain wallets. Kobe went in and described many of them, but that really major benefit is just having everything in one space and being able to educate people about new things they may not have heard about if it was, just a single chain wallet. So I do love that aspect of Koala. And with the Quai integration, I think the question that we have now is, what are the next steps for that Quai integration? What features are in the pipeline? What can people expect in the coming weeks to months?
Yeah, I'll hand this off to either Chris or Michelle. I mean, again, what we've really done is built out product specialization in each of the chains we're looking to work with. And I think Michelle or Chris, you might be able to speak most to as to what we're adding around sharding and all the features that Quai is gonna bring to market very soon.
Sure. So I know that a feature that's been highly requested for the Quai network is shard selection. Currently, users are placing shard based on the first address generated in their wallet. This was just a decision made by our team to get the Quai integration out into users' hands as fast as possible. So that's definitely something that we're looking into doing, as well as WalletConnect, which is an essential part of any ecosystem. We want users to be able to interact with dApps being built on Quai as soon as they are built out. So as soon as there's progress on the WalletConnect front, we'll be digging into that as soon as possible. Our current in development feature is actually adding Ethereum WalletConnect, and as well as a JavaScript layer for our web extension, so that users will be able to just at the click of a button, go into SolarDex and start trading and doing all that fun stuff. What else do we have, Chris? Anything you want to add?
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that's really the goal right now, is laying the foundations for all of the things that are going to come to the Quai network. Like you mentioned, the shards and WalletConnect for features, and getting things ready so that as once Quai goes live on mainnet and their ecosystem starts branching out and dApps and projects start really working hard and building upon it, that users of Koala Wallet will have easy access to all of those different features. So that's really just the focus. That's always been our focus when it comes to development, is making sure we lay the strong foundation down for any protocols that we add, to ensure that we're ready to go and have things as simple and turnkey easy for users as possible.
And of course, users, Quai users, Quai community, as we've said many times before, pop into our Discord, into our Twitter DMs, send us a show and share your thoughts, what you want to see in the wallet or for Quai, and we're always there listening, ready to add it to our Asana board.
Awesome to hear. And I want to loop Raleigh and Judy into this as well. Maybe I'll start with you, Judy. What are some features that you hope to see out of a Quai wallet, or maybe even Koala in the future?
I think kind of the biggest one that I'm interested in seeing is the abstraction of the complexity of the sharded network. I think there are a lot of cool things that we can do, and specifically in the wallet front, that kind of make the experience much more similar to transacting on Ethereum or transacting on any of these monolithic chains that we've been using for all of these years. And so it'll be real fun to kind of work with the Koala team and building out that logic that allows kind of very complex network architecture to be simplified down into a very unified and simple interface. So that's really what I'm excited for in terms of features coming soon. And that's kind of going to be something that we have to build to over the next 6 months or so probably. But that's going to be super exciting.
Are there any wallet features you're looking forward to, Raleigh?
The same thing. I mean, being able to extract UI UX isn't just a multi-chain problem. It's a problem across this whole ecosystem, like all of crypto. So Judy mentioned getting to a place as simple and similar as MetaMask on Ethereum, but I think you have to go a step, or we should try or strive to go a step further than that, because I think that's the biggest friction point for all the other 99% of users out there who aren't in the crypto or blockchain space. So how can we abstract the UI UX to a point to where your grandma knows how to do this, which might be a stretch, but that's the goal, that's the vision. So excited to work with Koala, as Judy said, try and get first we got to fix multi-chain or solve multi-chain abstraction, and then get to a place that's you can onboard anyone.
Fair. And that actually makes me want to ask this question. I don't have this written down or anything, so we're going a bit off script here, but Koala folks, what do y'all think about smart contract wallets? Those have recently been making some waves. Be interested to hear your opinions.
Yeah, I think that smart wallets are, I think that any wallet that's handling these issues in a good way is innately a smart wallet. What we usually talk about internally is that we're trying to push the fold for crypto adoption. And that really means getting into the hands of, someone's grandma or really just anyone being able to pick up the wallet and start simply. From all of our wallet experience and background, we've came across a lot of different wallets using MPC or account abstraction or social logins, but we really haven't seen these move the ball in terms of wide adoption for the next 100 million users. We think that wallets need to start with a take on marketing, on community development, and on simplifying their innate tooling to really access that next sector of users and prove out the value of blockchain with things like the ecosystem section. So that's what we've kept our main focus on, while also building, again, a completely scratch base so that we're ready to adapt and innovate with those features once we're able to push them to a broader audience. So that's why we really focused on the core wallet features and functions you might find still from your ledger or a regular wallet around with the seed phrase. But we're always interested in adapting to these new technologies. We're just still focused on what's really going to bring the next 100 million users.
It's an exciting approach. And that actually does kind of lead me into my next question, which, we ask to pretty much every project that comes on these Quai Fridays is, how do you plan to attract and retain users, both in this current bear market situation we're in and maybe even in a future bull market?
Yeah, I guess I'll try to tackle this one again, just because what I always say moves the ball is proving that blockchain or decentralization or these core technologies of really the Bitcoin white paper's aspirations, users need to say, where is it going to increase value in my life on a daily sense, on a monthly basis, in any way possible? What value are you directly bringing to me? And we think that's a really big communication challenge, marketing challenge that I think Quai is also tackling. So we're doing it in partnership with the layers we add. Like Quai, we're doing it in a really deep partnership with the different applications and projects on those layers. So being able to provide in the wallet deep access and integration to ecosystems, we're setting ourselves up in alignment to say, hey, SolarDex, let's work on some marketing together, which we have done. Let's work on some better ways for people to use the app through Koala and lower the boundaries of adoption and technical knowledge you've got to have. So that's how we're tackling the issue, and that's how we're looking to bring those next users right into the ecosystem.
Love to hear that. And I want to bring it back maybe to Chris and Michelle. I'd love to hear about, the Koala Tribes campaign a bit more. Y'all have been tweeting about that lately. Can you explain what the Koala Tribes are and maybe how people can get involved?
Sure, I can give a quick intro. So Koala Tribes is more than just a JPEG, more than just an NFT. As we continue to grow, we really want to bring our community along for the ride, get their input on new features, partnerships, and integrations, and of course, reward them for being OG Koala Wallet users and so much more. Anyone who's been really following Koala Wallet since inception will know that we love collaboration, and we're excited to bring some value to our users through some of these collabs and what they have to offer. Maybe, Chris, you'd like to add some more to that?
Yeah, like Michelle said, it's kind of just a way to really reward our users for being part of not just our community, but the Quai community and others as well as we continue to build. We started off with the Kadena tribe, which was very successful because we started building with them originally. And as we're branching out, we're bringing in new partnerships and new projects like Quai and doing kind of the same process with them. It's also a way to also showcase those projects to other communities that may not necessarily have known about it. We've seen a lot of the Kadena people that have been with us from the beginning looking into Quai and saying how much they really enjoy Quai and wouldn't have found it without this collaboration through the tribe program or through just our integration. So it's really just a way to bring communities together and branch across different networks and just show people, that there's more out there than just, there's a lot of people that kind of choose their communities and become maxis in those communities. And you kind of get into a echo chamber when you do that. And it's good to branch out and look into other communities, other projects, to find even more use cases and things out there, because this crypto space is so large and there's so many amazing things being built. There's no reason to just kind of pigeonhole yourself into one corner of it. So that's one of the things that we've been trying to do with the Tribes program as well, is branch out and bring more people to all of these amazing projects.
Absolutely. We're always keeping our eye out for the new cool innovations happening in the crypto space. And there's always so much. There's always a lot going on. So while I was going through my Koala Wallet yesterday and checking out the Cadena wallet in particular, and I stumbled upon a page called the NFT Jungle. I was wondering if someone on the Koala team wanted to maybe explain what the NFT Jungle is and what purpose it serves in Koala.
I'll start off by saying that the NFT Jungle was a very passionately requested feature by Kobe. So I'll let him go off a little bit more about that. But it's really just NFTs are a huge thing in most crypto ecosystems. And as usual, we want to give we want to give users a tool to showcase all their NFTs in the palm of their hand, but really in a beautiful way. So maybe Kobe, you want to mention about your vision initially for the jungle?
Yeah, NFTs are a thing of faith. NFTs are a technology of, saying, look what I have, I'm passionate about it, I want to share it. And so we wanted to do two things from the beginning. First, separate ourselves from wallets who treat your NFTs like, just another JPEG and, listed as 0034 collection 20. We wanted to show users that we're considering their input and their perspective, because we know how large NFTs have played as a role of expanding crypto. Even though prices have gone up and down, that doesn't mean there's still a really valuable addition to the ecosystem and certainly a technology to watch in the future. And second comes down to that user experience. Again, when we develop a new technology or implementation, we really want to see what's a fun and engaging way for users to get the most out of their collections in the wallet. We always want to be thinking, what value can we add in this experience we're creating? And that's why we called it a jungle. That's why we're adding more features that let you better showcase your NFTs in more fun and easily shareable ways. And so that's why it was so important to me. And I think it struck a chord with a lot of our users who say, wait, this really does look different from my MetaMask or other wallets where they're just listing them all in one bunch. So we're always looking for ways to improve that and trying to consider, what does this mean for users and how do we translate that into a better experience in the app?
Do you think we could see an NFT jungle on Quai soon enough?
Oh, absolutely. You're going to have your Koala NFTs right there in the Blacksmith Tribe. And then we'll be working with all those different projects who have already started to announce that they'll be launching on Quai. So we're really excited to have a jungle in there too. Maybe with that name, maybe differently. And we'll see and take a lot of feedback from Quai users.
Yeah, it's exciting to see the first NFT minted on Quai. I think it was sometime last week. It got our team excited.
Yeah, got all of us excited too. Raleigh, Raleigh or Judy, do you want to talk about that? I know that was an exciting moment for us here.
Yeah, for sure. So we've had a couple of very involved community members, so it's been really great to kind of see that bubble up into, the launch of the new NFT. Or I guess not a new NFT, but people have just been experimenting so much. And one of our community members, Simon, he was in the space earlier, actually was just experimenting and writing different implementations of the QRC 721 contract. And he actually went ahead and launched the first NFT with like an image attached to it on the testnet. He's since kind of been messing around with some other stuff and launching some copycat collections just to see how they work and how they interact with the multi-chain hierarchy. So it's been really fun to like see community members experimenting and building and doing cool stuff on the testnet.
For sure. We've seen a ton of that, and that's always been awesome for our team to see. And Kobe, you mentioned that y'all have been chatting, and part of your real strategy and goal is to integrate yourselves in the ecosystem and work with other projects building on Quai. I'd love to hear a bit about what projects you are chatting with, who you've talked to, and what kind of things they're building.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, SolarDex has already been an impactful part of really building out relations in the ecosystem. And we've been able to partner with them and kind of spreading the word out and introducing this partnership forward. I think Michelle or Chris, since they're day-to-day with community members and marketing, would do the best job of pointing to some of those other projects we're working with. I mean, Chris, what have you seen that we're kind of gearing up for?
Sure. Yeah. We've been pretty much reaching out to anyone that's been looking to build on the ecosystem, from NFT projects like Quai Punks. There's Cool Kids, there's Quails, there's all of these different amazing projects that are already out there building their social networks up, building their communities up, most likely doing prep work, testing on testnet, and doing everything that they can to be ready for mainnet. And it's not just NFTs, of course. Like Kobe said, we're talking with DEXs as well, like Solar DEX. Probably want to get into talks with Ice Cream Swap as well. Lots of other amazing projects. Pretty much anyone that wants to build on the Quai network, we would love to hear from you, get in contact with you, build these partnerships up and build out that Quai section of our eco page, so that people have a solid place that they can go and see all the amazing projects that are building on top of this awesome network.
I will say I keep a close eye on what's going on Twitter with, people talking about Quai and whatever. And it's always exciting when I see like a new Twitter account get created that's like a stealth project building on Quai or something. And they just haven't tweeted anything yet, but I see the username and I know that they're working on something. Always so cool to see. But Koala team, I also want to ask, what other wallets have y'all like taken inspiration from, or do y'all see as leaders in the field that you'd like to work with or emulate? Because there are so many different styles of wallet out there. I think it would be cool for some of the community to kind of see what y'all's long-term vision is.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming from Konami, I have to say that was one of our largest inspirations. Two of our advisors were the original creators of that wallet, and certainly shaped a lot of the path we took, developing around what we had innovated in the past and what we wanted to innovate for the future. We also took a hard look at wallets who have done really well in opening the door in terms of making things just super easy to get started with an extension wallet like MetaMask, or like Exodus, who has always had a really high bar in terms of design right in the wallet. So those are two I definitely highlight. And additionally, in terms of usability and accessibility and an educated, infused process, Ledger is someone else who really has a unique product that people are not used to using. And when you're already in crypto, when you're already in a new fintech part of the market, and you have to introduce this new piece of hardware, they do a really elegant job of introducing a lot of complicated education right into their onboarding processes. So we took a look at those setups as well, and it was definitely helpful. We've been doing this and part of that process for the past 6 or 7 years of the team. I've worked with Chris, for example, since maybe 2018. And so we've had a long history of doing this through an iterative process, and not just saying, all right, let's look at some candidates. It's really, keeping an eye on the market and innovations and making sure we're not just staying at pace, but getting ahead of those other fellows.
I love it. And do you think, you mentioned Ledger, just out of my own curiosity, do you think we could ever see a Koala hardware wallet, or is y'all's expertise really in the software?
Hardware is anything supply chain, and I get a bit scared. So I think it's something to consider pretty far off. But really, when it comes to increasing crypto usage, you got to remember that 30% of the world, 20 to 30% of the world, a ledger at around $100 is multiple times their daily salary they're making. It's a really expensive product, and the equivalent is just writing down 12 or 24 words on a paper, committing it to memory or a song. So it's a really great, useful tool to have your Bitcoin feel like it's in an actual safe. But the inherent technology is exactly what powers Koala, and using an old Android phone that you wipe and air gap is actually just as safe. So there's a lot to be desired by these tools. There's really a hard cap as to Ledger's business, which is why you've seen them launch tools like their subscription service that was not received too well by the Twitter crypto community and others. And so that's why I would probably stay away from hardware solutions, just because we really want to focus on what's going to get financial access into every single hand around the world.
And one thing I always mention when people say stuff like, oh, should I get a ledger, things like that, you're pretty much paying $100 for a fancy USB stick when you can almost do all of the exact same things with Koala Wallet. By that, I mean, if you're looking for something to air gap a wallet, somewhere to just securely store funds that's not going to be online, but then you can access them at any time, the easiest way to do that is everyone pretty much nowadays has a mobile device. So you could just download Koala Wallet, back up your 24-word recovery phrase the same way you would have to for a ledger or any of those type of devices, and then just copy down your receive addresses for the coins that you want to receive into that wallet, and then just delete the app. Just remove the app completely from your phone. Now you have an air-gapped cold wallet solution that you can send your funds to at any time. You can use Explorers to look up your balances. And then if you ever need access to the funds, it's just a simple process of re-downloading the app and inputting your phrase, and boom, you have access to all of those funds again. So instead of spending the extra money on a fancy USB stick that, we've heard lots of horror stories of people losing them in the ocean or having them destroyed in fires and things like that. This is just a real simple, free solution that anyone could utilize right now.
I love that. And I think it would be awesome to see some more solutions like that from Koala, because there are just so many cool things out there that you can do to improve your security. I mean, the first one that jumps to my mind is like the Shamir secret sharing strategies you can take with your private keys. And I personally do not know how to do that. I would have to look it up, but seeing and learning how to do stuff like that would be very cool to see. Judy, so I want to bring it back to you. We recently did a fun Galaxy campaign surrounding Koala Wallet, and it was actually, I would say, the first kind of user incentive in the Iron Age testnet. Do you want to speak to that campaign a little bit and what we can expect in Galaxy moving forward?
I can't speak too much to the campaign, but I will say in terms of user incentives moving forward in the Iron Age testnet, we're super excited to kind of get some of those spun up. It'll be a lot of fun getting kind of users involved, specifically through Galaxies. It's a very nice and easy platform to use. We've kind of, for the first, month and a half that we've been running this testnet, focused largely on, people with hardware, that being node runners, miners, and then kind of now have moved on to supporting a lot of developers. And we're really excited to kind of move into this third phase and bring, your everyday traditional user that doesn't have a crazy PC or doesn't know how to build applications onto the network and get them using and boosting TPS and engaged with the network and the apps that are built on top, using Koala, using SolarDex, and, getting incentives for that. So that's kind of what you can expect moving forward, and we're hoping to kind of have that out soon.
Yeah, maybe Raleigh, you could answer it a bit more high of a level. What can people expect from the rest of testnet after these first two phases of, minor node setup and then development?
Oh, I think we might be having some connection issues. Michelle just logged back in, hasn't been able to hear things, so we might get some people relogging as Elon reconnects wires in the back end.
What it's looking like right now, Raleigh.
They are releasing
is dying to think about
AI today, so it might be some trouble going on.
All right, exciting stuff. Well, Judy, maybe you want to give, I guess you already kind of answered with the Galaxy space, but maybe you can speak to some of the metrics to this testnet. I think we posted some of those yesterday. Would you consider this testnet a success thus far?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest kind of successes we've seen are just the sheer volume of people coming online and interacting with the network. I want to say we have, I didn't look at the exact metrics, but close to 1,500 nodes online. And then you can see we've got probably close to like 40, 50 gigahash on the network, which is just ridiculous to see. And we never we were shooting for 20. So it's crazy to see that we've like 2 or 3x that metric. But I think the real success of this testnet has largely been on the core side. And we've seen kind of the ups and downs of the network of, we're running into a bug, and then the community helps us identify it, troubleshoot it. We get that passed up to the core team, and we get it fixed quickly. And it's been really cool to see that iterative process and just making the network and our team better every day, as well as we've kind of had some crazy edge cases in terms of operations or like network operations. And so it's allowed us to see some really cool network dynamics at play in like a live environment, and really put the network to the test and make sure that we're covering all of our bases to make sure that everything's secure to move into mainnet. So overall speaking, I think it's been a great success, and it's been a lot of fun kind of getting to work with the community in making that a success.
I'll flip that same or a similar question back to you, Raleigh. What metrics and things in the Iron Age testnet have you been most excited to see or most proud of so far?
Yeah, I got disconnected and I caught the second half of Judy's response, so apologies if I cover some of the ground, but I think the main tests or things we were looking at on this testnet were, core and consensus, and that has been, there's been ups and downs with network stability, but consensus remains mostly constant, if not always constant. And that is a overwhelming success. And then also seeing the amount of nodes come online, as well as GPUs, as well as hash rate, considering this is a testnet, so the only people coming on, you're not going to get pools, you're not going to get any large groups, you're only going to get spec miners and GPU spec miners at that. So like the hash rate that we've achieved with this testnet being our first GPU testnet, I think is a wild success, where going into the future, I think if we continue this growth rate, like we will have a very robust, let's call it, hash rate going into mainnet once you can actually start bringing on more than just spec miners onto the network.
Super awesome to hear. And yeah, seeing that stats.quai.network page, seeing that difficulty just steadily climb over time as the testnet's been running has been very, very cool. So Raleigh, maybe you have some notes on how does the rest of this testnet look? Maybe for people who don't have hardware or don't really have development experience, will there be any kind of user incentives, and how does Koala play into that for maybe people on mobile?
Yeah, absolutely. So, currently in what's called phase 2, where we launched the grants program for DEXs and wallets only, the first wave of applicants for Quai Genesis, which we are currently reviewing. So we're going to start contacting those teams shortly to bring on DEXs and wallets, which we think, considering where we want to go as a network and what we want to do in the next wave of incentivization, is have those DEXs and wallets built so we can sort of launch wave 3, which will be like I don't want to divulge too much because we're still tweaking, but kind of a user free-for-all to try and engage with the network and play a variety of games.
Love it. Super excited to see that. And Koala team, maybe a final question to y'all. Why do y'all have such a mobile first approach? What's the mindset and strategy behind that?
Yeah, there's two main contributing factors. The first is that mobile has been our bread and butter. We think one of the most challenging things in the development game is keeping a platform or developer stack up to par with iOS and Android deployment. We've seen that with apps like MetaMask being pulled from the iOS store, or 1inch being massively delayed on Android. So that's always been something we've exceeded in, and we wanted to test ourselves there. And second is that more people have mobile devices that can really access those computers, at least in crypto now, and finance around the world. So we're still hitting heavy in our goal to make it as easy and simple as possible to get into the hands of users in 15 plus languages, 100 plus currency pairs, and many more resources we're developing to help users anywhere in the world access Koala. So being mobile is really important. We think that's also, especially why we went with such cuddly and cute branding, so that we could propagate Koala out into the universe. And that's why we're excited to take this route. And we hope that everyone goes and gives us a big 5-star and lengthy review on the App Store. And we'd love to hear how we can improve the processes for everyone out there. And like Chris said, our DMs are always open.
Amazing. So we've got Koala Tribes. Are there any other campaigns that people should go check out right now?
My team and I are always thinking of fun things to do with the community. So what I can suggest is just staying close to our socials. Making sure you're following us on Twitter and joining us on Discord. We're cooking up a lot of fun things, especially at the end of the year. We actually have our 1-year anniversary of Koala Wallet launch, November 21st.
Awesome. I've actually got a couple of community questions here, if y'all are willing to stick around and answer some of these.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. First question I see. Do you guys plan on having a token in the future?
That is a good question. I will answer it a bit cryptically, in that if we do have any type of token for Koala or Eucalyptus, the focus is always going to be around utility and delivering actual results for users with that token, not just price speculation. So we're always looking for more ways that we can add value with a token in the wallet. And I have to say, we have some pretty cool ideas as to how exactly we can do that and increase user experience value and crypto buzzword. But really, I do mean it, that if we do launch something in the future, stay tuned, because it's only meant to help the community and grow the user base, make Eucalyptus and Koala in a better stance to really improve the crypto app world for people around the world.
And the follow-up question to that is there any ability to stake tokens on Koala?
Right now with WalletConnect, you can do so for some services. Not in Quai yet, as we're still waiting on some tech implementation there. But it's our full goal to always support those features as they emerge.
Sweet. And then the last one I see here, can a bot wallet be a possibility in the future?
Not sure if that would refer to, for example, like bot trading techniques or strategies. We always want to make it easier for users to do the basic functions of a wallet, send, store, receive, and help to automate those. So that's something in a bot sense we'll be pursuing, especially with smart wallet tech, like setting temporal limits on transactions and more that we can enable on a smart contract level. But for now, there's no bots inside Koala or that we can point to, but Koala bot could be right around the corner.
Right. Well, thanks for all of our speakers, Michelle, Chris, Kobe from the Koala team, and then Raleigh and Judy. Really appreciate all of y'all's time and jumping in here and hanging out with us. These Quai Fridays are always a great chance to hear what's going on in the Quai ecosystem, what y'all are building, what's going on. And yeah, it's always a pleasure. So I appreciate all of y'all for joining and listening as well. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be back next Friday with another Quai Friday with, I believe it's Tower Swap. So that'll be an exciting conversation. And yeah, we're gonna, I'm sure you'll be hearing more from the Koala team in the future. Be sure to drop them a follow on Twitter, go check out their Discord, and yeah, keep on mining in the Iron Age testnet, stacking that testnet Quai, and we'll talk to y'all later. Any closing thoughts, Judy or Raleigh?
Nope. Just want to say thanks to everybody for being here, and thanks for everybody to hanging out with us in the testnet.
Thanks to the community. Thanks to Koala.
All right, cheers, everyone. Have a great day. Great weekend.
That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for watching. We hope that you found the information helpful and informative. Do not forget to follow us on social media for the latest updates and news on all things Koala Wallet. Until next time, have a great day and take care.